Hi, it's me, Carrie. I haven't done one of my videos for 3 weeks now, I guess. Um, I was in Newfoundland for a couple weeks, visiting my family, visiting my grandmother. So it's kind of the reason why I haven't done one of these. And I recently moved out of the province, so I mean this is my first video really since I've come here. And yeah, I don't know. I think this time I'm probably going to talk about you know maybe some of the positive things that have kind of happened. Um, just kind of my journey in general of when I went to Newfoundland, really. Um, so I went to Newfoundland about a month ago, and it was myself and my mom and my sister and my nephew and my nieces, and we drove to Newfoundland. We took the ferry. We took the ferry over and so on so. And it was a really great experience for me because I hadn't actually taken the ferry in 20 years. I was a bit younger than my nephew the last time that we took the ferry to Newfoundland. And so for me, it was a great experience to actually be able to take the ferry again and be like, wow, this is a ferry again. This is awesome. And so it was a pretty cool experience. I mean, being able to see it a bit differently as an adult. The ferry looks a lot better and stuff. There's newer now than, of course, when we took it. So that was good, and we arrived, of course, in Newfoundland, and when I first was told where I was going to stay, I was like, okay. I was a little nervous because I was told I was going to stay at one of my cousin's places or whatever, possibly. And then all of a sudden I found, okay, I was going to stay at my aunt and uncle's place. And I was a bit nervous because, you see, as somebody with Asperger's, when things happen that you don't expect, you get nervous because you don't know how to prepare for them. And we're the type of people who are very structured. We usually have to prepare for stuff in advance. We have to have a list of things we're going to do. We're very routine based. So when something happens we don't expect, we often get nervous and we don't know what to do. So for me, my aunt and uncle, even though that I've met them and their family, I didn't really know them that well, and they were an aunt and uncle that I didn't really spend a lot of time with. I didn't. So really, I can count on my fingers how many times I've really been over to their place. So I was a bit nervous going over, even though it was no problem. Like my dad had to kind of come in with me and stuff because I'm like, okay, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. Like I'm gonna feel awkward going in. And Dad came in and said hi and everything, and my aunt hugged me and everything, as all my aunts do. They always hug me every time they see me. So and I really enjoyed it. Like I'm really glad that I got to go over and spend time with my aunt and uncle and stay with them, because I really got to know them, and they really got to know me. And and I also got to know my cousin as well, and so I mean, it's great because I got to know my family a bit more and stuff, and definitely now next time I go down, I'll have no problem going to their place. So I got to know them, and I got to see my grandmother. She's 82, and so. But I also was a little bit nervous, of going over to some other people's places. You see, I have a great aunt and uncle who are still alive, but I've never met them. I had never met them before I went to Newfoundland. We never really went to visit them much. So anyways, my great aunt, who is my grandfather, who is deceased now, sister, and I just was, I heard so much about them and stuff, and my great uncle, that I wanted to kind of meet them, and I went over by myself to their place without my mom or anybody. Now think of this: I'm an Asperger's person. I'm nervous around people I don't know. I'm nervous just go up by myself into situations and take a chance and talk to people, or I'm nervous to go push the door knob or whatever, and yet here I am doing this for a great aunt and uncle. I mean, I alone will not half the time go see people my age or see people who are like my parents' age, but yet elderly people I'm willing to go and do this. Like, it's really odd, But I went over and I got to meet my great aunt and uncle, and it was really cool because I'd never met them before, and I saw some pictures of my family and stuff, and and I was worried, I was unsure if I'd ever get to meet them. So they're my great aunt's in her late 80s and my great uncle is in his 90s. So I'm glad I got to meet them now, because I don't know when I'm going to get to meet them again, really, to be honest, And I also saw my other great aunt, and I got to meet another great uncle of mine who was my grandfather's youngest brother. I got to drive around a bit, and I got to see all of my aunts and uncles. We didn't go visit them all because, nervous and stuff of me not wanting to go by myself and all that kind of stuff, Asperger's thing. But I got to see everybody, which is good, and so it was a good trip. It was a good trip. It's Dad was working all the time, so Dad didn't get around to see everybody necessarily, but it was good though. Newfoundland's changed a bit since I've been down. It's been 6.5 years since I've been down, but it was good to go. It was good to go, and so I don't know. Don't know when I'm going to get down again, but I was just glad to go there and get that off my chest and finally do that. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. Okay, well, I don't know what else to say, so I just thought maybe I'd let you know about, my time in Newfoundland. So until I do another one of these, which I hope to do next week, bye for now.